What is good, y'all? Undisputed on Monday after week 2 of the NFL. Also gonna watch this Colorado. They got up a couple of segments. I'm gonna watch some of this and some of the Cowboys segments. So we'll see what they say about that. Got a first take right before this too. A little bit. So we here, man. Every Monday, y'all know we do sports talk. At least, probably a little bit more every week during the seasons. But
it is time for me to say,
let's just do it.
Fuck them Cowboys!
Oh, you can say that again.
No.
It is time to talk Dallas Cowboys and Super Bowl. They finally belong in the same sentence.
Nah.
It is time to talk Lamar Jackson on his way to winning his second MVP. It is time to talk disgruntled Jets acting out on Twitter last night. How much farther can they go with Zach Wilson at quarterback? We will get to that. But first up on this Monday,
first out,
it is time to talk the biggest story in all of sports, not just college sports, all of sports. Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes and their stunning fourth quarter rally Saturday night in Boulder. Now, understand,
let's talk about it.
Michael Irvin and I will unleash on the Cowboys coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern.
As a dirty, no place in this game play. Dude, listen. I was upset. Yeah, 30 yards, that's great. 30 yards is great. But I thought he should have gotten kicked out.
But Michael Irvin was turned after the W. Now you're on here talking slower than you ever have.
I thought we should have been hearing about them talking about him being suspended by now. We talked so much about the rules of the game and the health in the game and protecting players. And you let this go by without anybody saying anything, and I thought it should be an outrage. I said to myself, I hope this is not something higher up where people are starting to get tired.
Yeah, Oregon and USC without Travis Hunter.
Something of what time is doing.
That's
where
tough.
When this goes on, nobody's saying anything about it because all they're hearing about is what Deion is doing. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping somebody come out today and say, we're getting this out of the game.
Okay, quick point of order. It wasn't the usual targeting because there was no crown of helmet. He hit him with his shoulder.
But
go ahead.
I mean, but the intent was there.
Yes.
And what's most frustrating to me is that you had the comment by the anonymous DC last week, like, hey, we're going to take Travis Hunter out. We're going to run our receiver out. We're going to block him out. And then all of a sudden you get into a game where the ball hits the ground, and then you take him out after the play. Like, if it's a normal football play, everybody that steps between those lines understands.
We're all right with that.
We all right with that. Hey, I'm taking this risk. I'm going out here. What I'm not all right with is, hey, ball hit the ground, whistle blown, you taking a shot, and it sends the wrong message to the kids. It's like,
and
hey,
stand over
like you didn't done something.
Me out within the legal game,
But it's like, hey, what you, by not suspending him, by not making an example out of him, you're saying, hey, y'all want to get a star player out of the game? As soon as the ball hit the ground, take your shot. It might be a 15-yard penalty, but you just lost your best player. And not only did you lose him for this game, this following game, you lost him for 4 weeks. And it's just, and the kid has no punishment. And it makes me feel like they set a bounty out. They did something. They talked about this. That kid didn't go out there roll.
It smelled like that to me.
But, and I want to I want to do this because Colorado State, let's say this, they showed up to play.
Sure.
Yeah. They showed up to play.
They got some players,
and they got some players, man. And Coach Norville, we talked about all this.
Yeah.
What he did
He really just said that.
What he did worked. He kind of tried to Deion get his boys ready, but they came and they showed up. Now, to that, time team thought through. How many times have we gone through a practice and you hear at the end of that Thursday or Friday practice, 2-minute drill. Ball out on the 2-yard line, you got to go 98 yards, you got 2 minutes. We practice that all the time. You practice that. But when it hits the game, you be like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. 98 yards, 2 minutes. You need a touchdown and a 2 point.
We'll get to that. On that play.
So both of them fought. I'm just saying, without this play, that would have been a great game. A great game.
Got it.
He should have been suspended. But in college football, unlike the NFL, there's not a higher-up guard that says he should be suspended immediately. To Michael's point, maybe they come out with it after the news cycle this week says, hey, this is ridiculous. Maybe he gets suspended by somebody. Maybe Jay Norvell decides to suspend him on his own. What I would say, though, in this situation.
And I'm robbed of the great story that
take out.
And the great thing about all this that we talking about the hit because the hit was in front.
Down to the play, Shador, who's got some edge to him. He's got some, because he got in Henry Blackburn's face. Somebody had to.
But the sidelines didn't go crazy.
The sideline didn't go crazy. No offense. Usually it's an offensive lineman who would run down there. Or maybe another fellow receiver would go get in his face. The quarterback ran all the way to the plate and got into it with him.
Stafford did that shit too.
And then moments later, if we could see what the quarterback did,
for Cup in the Super Bowl.
He threw an absolute rope for a touchdown from 24 yards out. Could we see the next touchdown? Tied it at 14. And I said, this is a mad throw. This is like, okay, this is from my man. This is for my brother. It was a flat-out laser throw. It was a Sunday throw where that kid's going to play on Sunday. I don't care what you say. He put on another show. All right, so now let's go bigger picture. Let's go to the second half because they go to the fourth quarter. If we could see the play, that Dallin Holker kid, number 5 for them, he's going to play on Sunday, I think, because he's a beast of a tight end. So if we could see the touchdown to him when he gets loose.
It was a great grab.
Yeah, a great grab, and then he just off to the races. Once he gets rolling, man, nobody's going to keep him out of the end zone. Okay?
right there you just do.
Okay, it felt like
I'm showing shit that don't even work.
That actually, what Jay Norvell said about Deion actually ended up backfiring.
I'm about the NFL shit.
To these next 2 games.
In his life at high levels.
Low-key not it for me. I want to hear them talk about the game, bro.
Well, they show me they can do it when they're banged up.
Ravens,
They're missing
then we'll watch
foundational corner pieces right now.
When
you're missing your left tackle,
I haven't seen
your
any
center,
of it yet.
your starting corner, your best corner. And you go out there and beat a team with the best receiving core in football, one of the best quarterbacks in football. You show that you can do it ugly. You can do it ugly. Lamar Jackson is showing his MVP form. I mean, that throw to Zay Flowers was unbelievable.
We see it while you brought it up. You see the bomb to Zay.
It's a dime.
It just bombs away.
And it's from the pocket. You talk about Lamar and all that.
Flat-footed. He throws it 60 yards.
Pocket, too.
Clean pocket, dime, on the money. You can't throw it better than that.
You cannot throw it better than that.
And you always talk about Lamar being known for being mobile and running the ball and doing all that. They was talking about him as a running back. I ain't never seen a running back throw it like that. No. Now, Skip, Zay Flowers is making huge plays. They wanted more from Odell Beckham Jr. He got a little tweak, got a little banged up.
They say he's going to be okay.
They say he's going to be fine. They got him for December, January, February anyway. They didn't get him for September, so he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a great win for that team. They're starting to look like the old Baltimore Ravens.
I hope.
It's vintage Ravens, right? They're always
they're coming. I picked them for the Super Bowl.
Whenever they're banged up and they're missing pieces, as long as they have 8 underneath the center, we've watched them continue to just roll. No matter what the case is. It's 7-1 lifetime against the Cincinnati Bengals now. When you look at it, you look at the football game, you talk about Joe Burrow heating up in the second half. What's the one difference between Joe Burrow in that game and Lamar Jackson? There's only one difference in that game, interception. Joe Burrow throws a pick where Lamar Jackson in that offense had 0. They ran the ball efficiency over 170 yards on the ground collectively as a group. We know what he did as far as putting the football in the air. It's that recipe, right? He's 24 of 33, about 240 throwing, no turnovers. You're going to win most of your games when you play that way. When you have 150-plus yards on the ground, your quarterback is around 240, very efficient, not turning the football over, you're going to win the majority of the games. This is why when you talk
Ravens
about
are coming, bro.
Great, I don't want to say great, I like to use that word a lot, but good coaches in the National Football League, Harbaugh is right at the top. He's literally at the top with Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin. Say what you want to say about Belichick and Sean Payton. Those guys are all right there. He consistently gets hard work out of his teams despite being a lack of talent in certain areas because guys are hurt. He figures out how to win games. They go on the road to Cincinnati. They got Cincinnati's number. So this division, as I picked earlier, and you picked Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl, if they continue this way, the AFC, we thought the AFC was going to be this huge juggernaut. The Chargers can't get out of their own way to save their life. Okay, Kansas City is Kansas City and it's kind of rocking a little bit there. And then when you look at, we'll see Cleveland tonight.
It's still stacked. It's still the most stacked.
I mean, they play the Raiders. They didn't wow me, even though they put up a lot of points. The team in the AFC, to me, right now, are those people down south in Miami, the Miami Dolphins, along with this team in Baltimore. Those are the two teams 2 weeks into the season that you look at and go,
you gotta put the Chiefs in there. They just beat the
AFC
fucking Jaguars. What are you
Here's why I
talking
picked
about?
the Ravens to win it all, even over my Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Lamar went through hell last year, and he put them through hell, but they started it, and he finally finished it, and it shouldn't have taken this long. He did get paid, but it was about as ugly as it can get. It got so bad that he was half-hearted in meetings, and I'd never criticized him one moment because they started it. They should have taken care of him 2 years before this, because all he did was win the MVP in 20, what was it? What year was that?
19.
Yeah, I'm going back. Anyway, he won
19, I believe.
yeah, we're going back 4 years ago. He won the MVP. You can't win the MVP without being able to throw the football, and he was throwing absolute darts that year. Darts. He has underrated arm strength, like we were just showing. It's just, it doesn't look like he's trying to throw it hard. It just comes out the way it's supposed to come out. And by the way, before I leave this behind, they added Aguilar. He's not bad. He's just been around. He knows how to play. He just knows how to play. He's a USC guy.
He makes a lot of big plays.
To Aguilar, this was the winning touchdown. If we could see this, this is sweetness, man. It's just a dime. Listen, you have to know what you're doing. This is a finesse throw, and
to go all the way through his body towards the sideline, I'm going vertical, thinking he's going to continue that way. So where you put the ball, the receiver is the outside shoulder. You know how hard that catch is. Over your shoulder, looking above through your helmet.
It's even a harder throw more so than it is a catch because the receiver needs to leave room for error. What that means is there's about a 3-yard cushion that you have from the sideline to somewhere close to the bottom of the numbers. If you get pushed too far to that sideline, the ball's in the stands. So you have to now leave room for error, but the quarterback has to be able to throw that ball on your right side. So now you can just fade to it. It just drops it in the bucket.
A lot of corners don't know about the red line. See, I knew about the red line because I played receiver.
Imaginary red line.
Imaginary. Well, they put it on the field
No,
at practice.
Put it on the floor to practice.
But you know, if you push the receiver off the red line, to Keith's point, that's where the quarterback's used to putting it. He's going to put it like you're on that red line. So I knew if I own the red line, it's interception.
So when you see, for instance, just a little football knowledge, though, for those that are listening.
All right. Let's see what they got to say about the Cowboys real quick.
Michael Irvin, Dallas Cowboy Hall of Famer. Are the Cowboys the best team in the NFL?
Skip, when I look at this and I've been talking about, and I talk about watching
Nah, this is straight going to be stuck in the Cowboys. I'm out of here, bro. I can't. Nah.